Hi everyone. I'm Julia Mason, and I'm also a West Coaster. I'm here visiting from the Central Coast of California. And my story is about searching for the right research, but discovering instead the importance of relationships. It was my very first independent science project in the first year of graduate school. And I had no idea what I wanted my research to be about, just that I wanted to do something that would save the oceans. And I wasn't quite sure where to start with that, and so I was reading all these papers, and I just kept coming across that scientists were churning out a ton of information, some of it amazing science, and managers just weren't using it. There was this gap between science and the real world. And a lot of times that seemed like it was because they were the wrong questions. This wasn't the information that managers needed. And then I came across a paper where a scientist had compiled a list of the big unanswered ocean research questions. And he had asked marine scientists all around the world to rank them. And I thought, this is where I'll start. I can take these same questions and send them to managers and policymakers and fishermen, seafood processors. And I'll ask them what they think, and I'll research what they say is important. And so I reached out to the original scientist, and I combed government websites and management councils, fishermen's associations. I composed almost 2,000 emails saying, hello, I'm a student, I have this survey, and I'm here to give you a voice in the scientific literature. And I sent out the survey, and I waited. If you're anything like me before this experience, you get a survey in your inbox and you're just like, ugh, delete without even looking, not another one. And we're not thinking about the person on the other end who might just be ardently pressing refresh. 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 And as the responses trickled in, a couple things happened. One is that a bunch of scientists still took the survey, even though I specifically asked them not to. We're not very good at following directions as a people. The other is that I really wasn't getting that many responses from fishermen. And those that were completing the survey were mad at me. I had provided opportunities for write-in questions and comments. I had given out my email, and they let me have it. These were the wrong questions. They were full of jargon. Who was I pushing this environmentalist agenda? People were saying, I'm telling my entire fisheries commission not to take this survey. And I actually got one of these fishermen on the phone. His name was Ken, and he was a real leader in the California fishing community. And so I thought if I could just explain myself to him, that he would understand that I was on their side and that he would convince everyone to take the survey. And he was incredibly kind and patient with me. And at the end, he explained, look, we fishermen know what's going on the water. We see it every day. We live it. And when scientists try to talk to us or when we reach out to them, they don't listen. And if they do, they use our knowledge against us to try to limit our fishing. Fishermen have gotten really burned by scientists, and we have no reason to be trusting. I think you're doing the right thing here, but this survey with these academically worded questions, I can't have this coming out of my office. I think it would do more harm than good. And I was crushed. I was walking around for days feeling so ashamed. I didn't even write these questions. They're not my questions. And I still felt terrible. Like, oh my God, how do Comcast customer satisfaction surveyors feel? Just awful all the time. I thought I was being so helpful, and here I was part of the problem. I was no better than all of those out-of-touch ivory tower scientists who were just paying lip service to inclusion. But I realized that this experience was actually really great because I learned so much more from the survey process than the actual survey data. It's not enough to just ask people what they think. We have to build relationships. and build trust. If I had been able to get Ken or meet Ken or any of those other fishermen face to face at the beginning before I even got to the questions, they might have still been mad about the survey, but at least it would have been a dialogue between two people instead of a faceless emailer and a survey respondent. In all of my experiences now trying to reach across different groups, I'm trying to be conscious of being a better listener and being aware of how my language or my underlying assumptions might inadvertently alienate. And I really hope that scientists and fishermen, by understanding and even embracing these differences, can learn to truly work together and talk to each other and not past each other. And maybe it'll be in those personal connections that we can finally save those oceans. Thank you.